what we could do better during the retro. And I just want to say something like this is our 9th sprint together, which means tomorrow we're starting 10. It's really cool. I just want to say, everyone, please update your issues or close them between today and tomorrow. Even if you just set a timer for 15 minutes, and that's all you do for 15 minutes, it's worth it. And think about planning your work for the next sprint. So tag everything that you want to do with next sprint. Our action items from the last sprint was to bring in more icebreakers. And I know that I haven't, maybe I've tried to do it, but maybe I haven't been as successful. But I feel like a lot of our stewards meetings are like so crunched for time and getting so much in. But Livia, I think you asked a really nice question on the stewards meeting last week that was very, that caused a lot of reflection, checking in with ourselves and with each other. So if you want to jump on the Miro board, hi Peter. I just want to say you're in the stewards sprint retrospective session. You're very welcome to join and hang out. But if you're not sure what we're doing, that's what we'll be doing. Just shout out to Ivy and her amazing stars. It's always a treat to see what little Easter eggs she left on the board. All right, and I think Craig isn't joining us. I don't think Santi is joining us. I mean, not Santi. Marco isn't able to join us, but I think Eduardo. I think he is joining us today, but not tomorrow. But maybe we will get started anyway and say 5 minutes for what went well this week. So it can be something that went well for you personally, something that went well in your working group, something that went well in the community, and just the timer has started. Yeah. So we're at 5 minutes, but I still see seems like there's still some people moving around on the board. If you want to keep adding to the board, may I just maybe suggest you add to the bottom of the board? And let's see. Hey, Eduardo. Nate, would you like to do the honors of reading the What Went Well?
Yeah, not a problem.
Slowly, so we can just really luxuriate in it.
All right, number 1, Param debates. We have Param parties. This sprint has had the best memes. Open, honest, respectful dialogue regarding the impact hour distribution. I can't highlight enough how rare it is for organizations to be so upfront and open about compensation. The feeling that there is a safe place for dissent. Onboarding video is looking great. Every week, memes are better. It might not be appreciated today, but history will remember. Trent. Another quote, I want to be in the Params debate because I know history is being made. They're on. It's finally easy to understand the utility of every single parameter. Param priorities were so much fun. I have so much trust in the culture we all created. Lots of params were submitted. MVV opened a smooth path for parameters. Token log bugs were quickly solved. Accessing risk as a group felt very easy and comforting. Great feedback from the space to what we are doing. We got to reach out to other communities. Education was a result of collective actions. Epic param parties and debates. The community's understanding of the dashboard has grown exponentially. It feels like we are prepared for the hatch. Hatch dashboard became TE bootcamp. We are engineering our economy together. Call recording thanks to Zepti. Gravity became more robust. Text for the hatch is running smooth. 79 submissions, over 25 people created issues. We are like meme machines now. Source cred is looking very promising. Great conversations around complex issues, openness to address community concerns. Way ahead of time in the legal working group. Awesome params voting participation. Feeling we are reaching the launch. More discussions on icebreakers, etc. Nothing can stop us now. Come watch that link. Chewy memes make me chuckle every time. I can feel the hatch. The hatch phases visual explainer. Praise Josie. A lot of Latin people in the TEC. Open dialogues about changes and about decisions that are being taken. Good vibes, great engagement from people. Super tech made easy for all people. Great sync in calls. Many calls ending a few minutes early, which is great. Hatch feels so close. Dissent is welcome in our community. Katie's first TEC PW blog post was very, very good. Steward's audit, that was excellent. Meme quality and quantity increasing. That's it.
Cool, excellent. Should we go around and just share, I'll set a timer for 1 minute, share your feelings around this sprint and what resonates on the board with you. Livia, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I felt so emotional, like I was gonna cry at some point. It was just really amazing. Like I feel very excited. I feel like I got so distracted from anything else I was doing because params is just so much fun. And it almost feels like okay, it's just this week, it's like let me play in the party. It does feel like very very exciting to go to all of these calls and see like the rationale of how people were thinking. Yeah, it's very mind-blowing. Just feels like we're all like feeling each other's brains on like rewiring and seeing like, oh, so this makes sense. So there is a reason for that, but maybe we can do like this. And this generates a lot of debate. And I resonate a lot with this feeling of like, yeah, dissent is welcome. Maybe at some point it didn't feel like that we were all like going so much in the same direction. But even with the debates and with the risks Jeff raised and the way we've been talking about it, it feels very healthy. So I'm very, very happy and proud of our culture. And I pass to Chewy.
Thank you, Lee. I do think that there is definitely like some kind of like collective like maturity around many of the stuff that is happening. Actually, like there was one that really like surprised me that I had not like thought about that before, but I think it was this one like regarding impact hour distribution, like how rare this is, like what's going on, and I feel that this really is like something that leaves me like speechless in a way. It's like so impressive because it's something that can only be like built culturally and with values, and it just yeah, it just like closes the whole like circle for me. It's very like rewarding, like in an emotional and personal level. Yeah, it's makes me feel very very happy for this community. I'll pass it to Griff.
Sorry, having lunch. Yeah, this was a really, really great. This is a great sprint. Like, just the, I mean, obviously, like I talked Params, really happy to have 25 submissions from random people. You know, it was a really nice engagement opportunity. Some things one thing that I didn't see on there was going out to other communities and bringing the Hatch Param parties. It was really impactful. It was a really good engagement opportunity. So I'm glad we delayed it by 2 days to make sure that had space to happen. And also, I think that I almost wish we could delay it just a few more days because like everyone is just like, the proposals are getting so much better and so much more refined. But we just have to launch. So I'm so happy with that decision. Gravity, it was just so nice to know that like any conflicts that we have, no matter how big, we can just like take it out of our mind because we have a solution ready and active. And that's just incredible. Yeah, and you know, it's just so much fun being in the calls every time. Like just the classic maintenance things that we have going on where we have intros at the beginning of the call, and it feels like, oh man, we're wasting call time, but it's worth it every time. You know, it's not a waste at all. It's nice cultural maintenance and just lots of little processes like that have a lot of impact beyond just like, of course, the big things that we do that are successful. And I'll pass it to Septimus. Did you go?
No, thank you, Griff. Yeah, I like the Params part. I like and I also like the community, like what Griff was saying, and I also see it a lot on myself. Like when I fit was doing Params, I was like, no way, I can do this. But then you start to learn and learn and learn, and someone posted saying like it feels like the parameters we understand them all, and I feel that's true. And then the Params party with Saram and Trent, it was super fun. Yeah, like overall this sprint was probably the most funniest I had. So yeah, I'll pass it to Santi.
Thank you, Zepti. I think I have a mix of feelings, a little bit emotion, as Libby said, a little bit of happiness seeing that we are progressing and we are reaching that. First of all, the point of choosing the Params, which is an awesome milestone, and also seeing all the community participating, which is great, and then just feeling that moment coming, and it's like when I was a kid, I was doing theater. It's like going into the stage. It's your turn, and there's no way out. So it's cool. It's a little, you get a little nervous, but at the same time, you want it so much. So it's been a great experience. I'll pass it to Edu.
Gracias, Santi. So I don't know. I feel it's a little bit of things what Tepi said. I will have never thought I would have fun with parameters. That's something I never expected to. This was a very confusing world when I entered in November. So for me, it's I don't know. It's really joyful. I feel a part of the community not only because I understand, but because I feel that everyone cares that everyone else is understanding. So that's something that for me is really positive and inclusive. And it speaks by itself because it's not like we're forcing ourselves to make sure that you understand. It's like it comes naturally, and that's something I really value. So I will pass it on to Nate.
Nate, are you talking? We can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I think there's a lot of great things this sprint. Two main things I think were education and dissent. I was really amazed about how amazingly useful that dashboard was for education purposes. Really, really fascinating, and I think it could be a useful tool in the future for different concepts and different things that we're trying to educate communities about. And then dissent, I just this week kind of the whole Jeff debate was absolutely fascinating, just because of the fact that it reinforced my belief that dissent is a very, very important element in a community, and that it should be welcome all the time, and we should embrace it and make it kind of a cultural behavior that we accept and kind of hash things out and say, if you disagree with something, we're here to open and listen to it and talk it out logically. And it was just really awesome to see the conversations that were just built around a single forum post. So it was pretty amazing. But I will pass it to 55B.
The parties that were happening this week were very educational and really make you think about how much importance each parameter has. And I really liked the dissent. There was the small disagreements people had on params and how everybody handled it. It was great, and the memes are just awesome now. I'd like to pass this to, I don't know who's gone. I'll pass it to Chewy.
Chewy went, but Juan Carlos, have you gone?
No. Well, for me, the Params parties have been great because, like, that for me has always been like the great taboo for me. Like, yeah, I understand crypto economics at a general level, but for me has always been hard to like interact with these kind of platforms where you have to tweak and where there are like numbers and that affect others. And for me, that coding part is has been really hard. Like, and these parent parties have made this entry point like fun and easy and really like explained by a lot of people and in different ways and from different points of view. And I think that's great because like anyone takes the the care to do that, and that's great. And I also like that there's like a lot of Latin people in the TC, and like Mount Manu and Chuy, like they have like the same like I don't know, like feeling that we have Latin people, that we are like all happy, and that's great. That's like a great energy for our community as well. And yeah, I don't know who hasn't gone.
I think I might be the only one who hasn't gone yet. And I'll say that, you know, for me, this was a very transformative sprint in so many ways. I mean, I knew what we were doing has never been done before, but to hear it recognized by, you know, by Trent and by Neuron was really, I don't know, a testament to what the TEC has put together and what everyone has been working towards. And I love that history is being made. I'd love to see that meme to the meme people in the room. I'd say the understanding of the parameters and being able to explain them was also a turning point for me. Even though I'm deep in the TEC, I'm very parallel to what the parameters group has been doing, and being able to have conversations with everyone in these debates and these parameter parties has really, like, I feel like I just like leveled up 5 levels, you know, that feels really cool. And then, you know, having a space, the safe space for dissent. I think it's so important. And I think if we agreed on everything, there would probably be an indication that we're living in an echo chamber, in a bubble. And by having varying different opinions, it's much more realistic. And I think it makes us much stronger. And on that, shall we jump into what we can do better? So same situation, you know, it could be something that you feel like you could have done better, something that you think the working group you're in could have done better, or something that the TEC or in the community we could look at and see how we can make that better. And our time is starting now. Oh, like we don't see that hat. Very nice. I was wondering who the stranger was in our meeting. Very, very cool. 1 minute left. I think I could use another minute. I don't know if everyone else would agree. Maybe we could just take one more minute. All right. Gosh, I think I did my last one. Anyone who wants to should go down to the bottom and add more. But I think, oopsie, but I think, Griff, why don't you do us the honors of reading the what we could do betters?
Okay. Well, we need to get swag like this. Is that on one of these? Is that a thing? Because TEC's
Yeah,
missing.
that's a thing.
Yeah. Okay, so more TE on the parties. Zoom out and map our risks. Find a proposal hero. Yeah, SWAT team never took off. Organizing comm strategy and lowering processes overhead. Debate more how we praise, maybe no more praise for calls. Comms could do a better job at updating current projects. Become less reactive and more anticipatory in comms. Utilize GitHub more effectively. Hatch celebration plan, we don't have one. Tweet submission strategy. Some more planning on the TEC Hatch vote issue template and repository member interaction access. Get more involved with other working groups. Establish long-term goals within our working group. Twitter management, feedback from Ivy. It takes a lot of time to post a draft, have it edited and approved on GitHub and then published. What are more efficient ways to manage Twitter? The comms group takes on so much. Social media management, marketing, branding, written and video content creation. There could be a lot of benefit from having some of this as focus groups or even be their own working group. TEC Swag Hatch Celebration Edition. Oh. Transparency quorum, it's low. Last chance for it to be not painful if people take time off. Checking GitHub more. Prioritize. Because it's in GitHub does not mean it needs to be done right away, and it might not even need to be done. There is a lot going on, hard to keep up with everything. Find a connector for proposals. We can play up the fact that history is being made here. The meme of ending the monarchy mindset over economics is pretty incredible and sets a standard for DAOs. Provide more support to comms, not only ask for results. Same people come to praise quant every time. It'd be great to get some fresh perspectives. Better structured issue templates on repos. Improve transparency around internal communication platforms. More memes and more people at meme parties. We need to communicate the trusted seed choice a bit better. There is an issue for it. And I believe that's it.
Cool. Maybe 1 or 2 minutes for anyone that wants to ask any questions around some of these or share their thoughts. Eduardo, would you like to go first?
Yes. Yeah, for me, the find the connector for proposals and find the proposal zero and just squad team never took off. It's something I will really like to care of when time due comes to do it. Because I feel that's something we're sleeping on a little bit, and I think it's quite relevant. And also the last one, we need to communicate the trusted choice a bit better. Not only to communicate the trusted choice, but also to be mindful of how we can sort of help trusted members to be more involved in the voting process or the Param party processes, or communicating in a more effective way to them. In the same way we were actively seeking out for them to be hatchers. So for me, it's like, hey, we reach you out for hatching, but we also reach you out for voting, not only for hatching. So, sorry, Tam, I still laughing, and I laugh in response to you. And that's it. Pass it on to Libby.
Thanks. Yeah, I think we definitely need some swag for TEC. I think it's the moment that we were gonna like wear the shirt, and if we had a celebration party, that could be really cool if everyone had the swag and the party, and there was, I don't know, something like big and fun. Also, yeah, I think the proposals is getting the time where this is getting more and more important, and perhaps is something to like write like a position, like put up on Twitter, like say that we're seeking for someone that it's well connected in the ecosystem to take care of the proposals. And I do agree that I think we could support more comms and not just ask for results. Maybe this has been happening, and I feel it's a bit challenging. And yeah, maybe we could just get together and discuss this. And I'll pass to Santi.
Thank you, Libby. Yeah, definitely we have to celebrate. Swap could be nice on wherever we decide as a community. I've been feeling a little bit behind this week, although on Lidl we are pretty much ahead of time. Getting engaged in something away from the TEC makes you feel like you're missing, the train is moving, and you're it's like you're losing the train, and you don't wanna, because you see that everyone keeps moving. So it's a weird reaction. It's a weird reaction. It's like, you've been working for the past, months here, and it's like, hey, the train's going, let me get in. So that was a strange feeling, but hopefully I will catch up, and I will get back into the train. So that was my personal feeling this sprint, and I'll pass it to Septimus.
Thanks, Santi. Yeah, I'm personally like not finding like when the transparency call was 1 week, I feel it was too much. But now being every 2 weeks, I feel like when we have to do something, it sometimes takes some delay. And I saw like an issue regarding the transparency on the data management. That's something we have a access for Monday. I don't know how it will turn out, but yeah, it's like it's going to be like 5 of us or something like that. on this access. So I think we can do something. And yeah, that's all. That's all. I'll pass it to Nate.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start with my personal one, which is to utilize GitHub more effectively. I recently noticed a lot of my issues were getting buried within my email and a lot to check. And I finally downloaded the GitHub app on my phone, which is a lot easier to keep track of issues that I'm mentioned in. And so hopefully that will help me with utilizing GitHub a little bit better. In terms of the other sticky notes that I see, the transparency one's interesting to me because, the quorum I imagine is pretty low, but then again, I'm not sure how to take part in it, and I don't know if I've ever been told how the process is for taking part in the transparency audits and things of that nature. So I think we could probably do a better job at communicating to the community on how it works, what the purpose is, and where we can participate and when. And then I think establishing goals within our working groups long term can give people a better understanding of where it's headed and how they can contribute towards the long term goals, even if they don't have any short term things to contribute to. And I will pass it to Chewy.
Thank you, Nate. Well, my concerns are, of course, mostly around the comms, like improvements. I do feel like there's a lot that has been just falling behind, and yeah, I just need to just keep working hard to improve some of that stuff. Um, I do feel that we've been doing a lot of progress in a lot of matters, but we haven't been that great in communicating them to the rest of the community, which is something that should be a priority. So I'll work hard this next sprint to improve on this. I'll pass it to Bye Bye V.
I think we can make better use of GitHub, especially the issues and the issue structure. Like someone needs to go review it and put on labels on it. I think we're going to reduce that overhead by setting up templates because like it's saving time. So that's one thing I really think about, and I do agree with the fact that comms has a lot of stuff to do. So maybe we could better plan and
You're breaking up a little bit for me at the end.
pass it to one.
Oh, pass it to Juan.
Thanks, bye bye. Well, for me it was hard to write. I could do better sticky note this sprint, but I relate to the ones that say establish long-term goals within our working groups, zoom out and map our risks, because like yeah, that's the key part of conflict management. Is like to be able to zoom out, map our risk, see what are the situations that we might be able to face in the future and get prepared for them. And yeah, for the long-term sustainability of the working groups, I think that's super important. And for me, it touches me because I feel that Gravity has like a short scope roadmap until July, but we maybe need a long-term roadmap because there are a lot of questions that are not answered still. And like yeah, for me it would be really great to be able to really decentralize Gravity because I feel that more or less I have like had like yeah a lot of weight in it, and I would like to it for to be more decentralized. I think I am the last one.
You're still Griff and myself. So
Okay.
maybe you go
So
next.
I'll pass to Griff.
Yeah, I'll take it. There's there's a lot of great points here of opportunities, and I want to just no one's mentioned praise, and I think there was this praise discussion that went on, and it would be good to have a little bit more diversity on the praise quant if somebody wants to come in, and I also like this debate how we praise, maybe trying to spice up the praise strategy and in response. I don't want to be too reactionary to anything, but change what we have. But praise system is very moldable, right? So maybe the praise quant we could give extra emphasis to or extra thought on who we're giving points to and why and this sort of things, and we could also probably do a better job at dishing praise to using praise as a comms strategy, because one of the things I want to harp on with the comms stuff is that this comms is really weird. We have a specific target for the hatch, and we have 500 names. We have 500 names, and these are the people that we need to communicate to. And so having this if we have all of these names, how do we take that approach and maybe rethinking okay, yeah, we have to maintain Twitter, but maybe there's some other strategy that can be targeted for, okay, we have these 500 names. How do we get them to understand what we're doing? How do we get them and really focus on a very small target audience? And I think praise could be a part of that, and we can integrate it, and it would probably solve both issues in one. And I'll pass it to Tam.
Yeah, I really like the idea of using praise as a reaching out to the people that we want to as well. Yeah, very cool. I think I've been pretty good with praising people after these Hatcher outreach sessions, but not doubling down and sort of following up and continuing to praise. I think it's a really great idea. The things that sort of jump out at me is the connector idea for proposals. That seems like it could be really important, and it might take a while to find because it's something of, a really rare person who has a lot of experience in this ecosystem. So I like the idea of getting the ball rolling on finding someone like that, or at least, sending out feelers to see who in one of our interconnected networks can find somebody like that. And then I would say comms, I think, I'm the one who wrote this one, I think comms is doing 4 or 5 different groups. And I think it's hard to do all of them. So, I'm sort of, I don't know, I think that there could be some discussion around how to have this, either a person or a group of people super focused on this particular project, a particular scope. The SEO project is a great example, right? And sort of dividing that out a little bit, make it easier to prioritize and manage. Cool. All right. So, we vote 2 stars. And as we're voting, we're also setting the timer for actions to, oh no, we have to do this quick. All right, we have 1 minute to vote because I'm realizing we only have 10 minutes left. So quickly, 2 votes, fast as you can, it's a race. I think everyone probably knows what they're voting for already. Right. If you can, please vote on just one issue, just one Post-it note. If it's in between 3 of them, we don't know how to count it.
Such a good opportunity to cheat the system. 1 star counts for 3. It's the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Okay. All right, what have we got? Let's zoom out a little bit. Wow, we got a few good clusters going on. Okay, the first cluster is debate more how we praise, maybe no praise for calls. I like it, interesting. And provide more support to comms. Don't only ask not what comms can do for you. Ask what you can do for comms. All right, I think those are the two top. We also have get more involved with other working groups and establish long-term goals within our working group. I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. Ideally, we're targeting those key things we can improve and writing action items specific to them. But, you know, sometimes you're inspired to write another one. And the timer has started. 4 minutes. We have about a minute left, but I see there's not that much movement on the board. So maybe, let's see. Livia, would you mind reading through the actions to improve? And
Yeah. Make a list of things we usually praise and have a session to debate their impact. See if there is something under praise. Have a hack session to map out comm strategy and perhaps break out into multiple groups. Make a job description for Proposal Hero on Twitter. As we improve comm strategy, find time-efficient solutions. Making a second semester roadmap for working groups after Hatch. Make transparency audits a big event. In my opinion, we should keep praise for calls, but as an engagement for new contributors, value it less, but keep it. Develop a Hatch celebration party. Plan. Gravity can reach out to community members during stressful times. Praise Council. Every steward should have attended a praise quant. Comms party to open for contributors' comms issues. Did we open the space for personal moments and sharing? Passive psychologist. Continue to push for community outreach, possibly via Chewy's TE Scouts. Develop working group roadmaps. I volunteer for the next praise quant. Yay, Tim. More action in social media. Targeted praise. Use praise as a way to get people into the Discord. extra quantification of praise for token engineers, finish Discord onboarding optimization, do user testing, plan out issue templates on GitHub. Also, maybe have discussions on how to use GitHub more effectively for communication, as well as personally keeping track of everything on GitHub. Finalize Discord onboarding and discuss if the new Discord invite site helps out.
Cool. All right. We have 3 minutes, so we'll do a very quick grouping and then two votes. Just want to say about these working group roadmaps, we did try it maybe 2 sprints ago and realized that so many of the groups are operational that it's hard to sort of figure out what the big milestones are, but I do support it and still think it would be a very interesting exercise for all of the working groups. Okay, wow, we got a lot of praise stuff. I don't want them to get buried so that we can make sure they all, okay, cool. All right. And it's vote time. Are you going to vote on praise, comms, road mapping, the hatch plan? I did sneak in the hatch celebration plan into GitHub this morning when I realized we didn't have a plan. And I think it'll probably make it into the sprint. All right. All right, and in the last minute, we're gonna see what we have on the table. If you put your star between 2 Post-it notes, I think it's disqualified because it's too confusing to know what you put your target. Okay, these are, okay. It seems to me like maybe extra quantification for praise, TE, and targeted praise are kind of the same thing, but targeted praise with 4 stars, and I think this one only has 3. I think, yeah. All right, I think we're going with targeted praise. There's also this real push for community outreach and thinking that Chewy's TE Scouts is a great channel, a great network for that. But I think we won with targeted praise. We'll flesh that out over this sprint, and thank you everyone for joining. We're at the top of the hour.